Hello everyone, good morning. If you are watching this video, you are an exceptionally good organic chemist. Yes, you heard me right. You are an exceptionally good organic chemist, because if you can hear me, you are using a liquid organic compound filled inside your ears to listen to the vibrations coming from your device, and then you convert those vibrations to the language you understand inside your brain. And if you can see me, you are using an organic compound called retinal present inside your eyes to take all the visible light coming from your device and convert it into images inside your brain. And to process all this information inside your brain is also using a liquid organic compounds present between its cells. And if you are watching this video on your mobile phone, tablet or laptop or computer, screen of that device is also using an organic compound to produce all these beautiful images. In fact, out of all the compounds available on earth, 90% are organic compounds. According to American Chemical Society database, 16 million organic compounds have been isolated, studied or reported at ACS, that is American Chemical Society. So now the question is, what are organic compounds and why do we need it? Well, if you see around us, the food you eat, the fuel you use to drive vehicles, and the clothes you wear, everything is in fact organic compounds. You are entirely made up of organic compounds. So the question is, what are organic compounds? Well, in simple words, organic compounds are hydrocarbons and their derivatives. But this is the modern definition of organic compounds. And how we came to this modern definition? To understand this, we have to go back in time. Yes, time travel to the 19th century, where people still believed that the organic compounds are the compounds which are only found inside plants or animals. And there were compounds which are only found inside plants and animals, and those were termed as organic compounds. Organic means nature. For example, tartaric acid was isolated from grapes, and malic acid was only found inside apples, and citric acid was found inside lemons, and urea was extracted from human urine. Thus, yes, they extracted urea from human urine and they used it to dye human clothes in different colors. Human clothes dyed in different colors using a compound extracted from human urine. That is disgusting. But now you don't have to worry. We don't do that right now because we make urea inside lab. But it was at that time when it was believed that organic compounds can only be found inside plants or animals. And there was a scientist named Berzelius. He gave a theory that organic compounds can only be found inside plants and animals because they can only be formed inside plants and animals. Why? Because for formation of organic compounds, a vital force or a life force is necessary. And as we know, life force is only found inside plants or animals or living beings. It was a good theory, but as we know, every good thing comes to an end, and this theory also came to an end in 1828 when a young scientist like you named Kohler prepared urea, which was an organic compound and was previously used to be isolated from human urine. He prepared urea by heating ammonium cyanide, which was an inorganic compound. So he proved that organic compounds can also be prepared from inorganic compounds, and the vital force theory came to an end. And it was good, because then the scientist studied all the available compounds which were obtained from plants and animals, and they found that all those compounds which were previously termed as organic compounds, which were found inside plants and animals, contained carbon and hydrogen in very high percentage. So it was said that all the organic compounds contain carbon and hydrogen. Then it was said that the organic compounds are made up from carbon and hydrogen mainly, or in better words, organic compounds are made up from hydrocarbons or their derivatives. And this is how we came to this modern definition. Now that you know we are studying hydrocarbons or their derivatives, we are studying organic compounds, and study of organic compounds is named as organic chemistry. Sometimes organic chemistry is also called study of carbon compounds or carbon, because all the organic compounds contain carbon in very high percentage. So organic chemistry is also known as study of carbon or carbon containing compounds. So in next series of videos, we will discuss how these organic compounds affect our lives and how we can improve our life using these organic compounds. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.